tell you something. On the reels, the 7 is all about preparation, man. I'm Gary. I broke everything down to everybody up until this point. Up until this point, every number that's in the numerology, I don't deal with numerology. I only deal with one thing. It's experience, bro. It's what I feel experience is God. You know what I mean? And I always drop the spill on that. So hopefully it can flex on me. There it is. Yeah, so I always talk about the experience of God. You know what I mean? Talking about how God is an experience. And I said one thing, bro. I said God only gave you one thing when you came out of your you got my ear. Look, bro. God only gave you one thing when you came out your mom's womb. He gave you numbers, right? And letters. Look at this. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. And he gave you numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He gave you numbers. These are breadcrumbs to bring you back to the fold of God. So you know how to find God, just in case you don't have a book. Alright? And I broke that down, bro. I broke that down. Every day, I've been breaking down every number, what it's for and what it means. The first number represents the umbilical cord. It represents the connection. It represents the connection with God. Because what connects us with our God is knowing. That's why before you go in any temple, it says, know thyself. It says, know thyself. That's the knowledge. That's the knowledge. Then we had two, right? Which was really a 2. Nah. What's up, Michelle? Shout out, sister. We in here. Look. The 2 did not represent the 2. The 2 was really this. The 2 was the Nazuf. It was Nazuf. It was a Nazuf. Nazuf deals with self. Why? Because the reason why self is 2 and self is not 1, because the reason why self is 2 and self is not 1, because you're supposed to put God first. You're supposed to put God first. And God's supposed to be your foundation. You feel me? God's supposed to be your foundation. That's why it's all about knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Let me finish this up. Look. Then you got, look, bro. Then you got the number 2, which represent Nazuf, which is B, the second letter of the alphabet. Because all religions, they start out with a B. They say Bismi Allah Ar-Rahmanir. You know what I'm saying? Butter sheep butter. That's the what's the name? That's as far as Genesis, it's called butter sheep. And when they start in Genesis, they say butter sheep butter when they start out in Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? And then in the New Testament, they say in the beginning. B. What's up, Lori? Glory, hallelujah. They say in the beginning. The reason why 2, because the 2 is the woman. The 2 is the woman. This is the science of the mathematics. For all the 5% of brothers that really never dropped the science on this, I'm bringing it back. The 2 is the V. It represents the woman, because the woman came before the man. The woman gave birth to the man. All right? Name any man that's here that without a woman. All right? A woman put him on. You know what I'm saying? Because the forces come down from the heavens. That's the knowledge. When it comes down from the heavens, when the knowledge comes down from the heavens, it gives you wisdom. And wisdom is number 2. Wisdom is 2. It represents the woman. Not the fact that the woman is second, because the woman is never second. It's just the fact that first is God. God comes first. But that represents the man. This one represents the man because it's just the man's sexual organs. Alright? And then the 2 is the female sexual organs because she's the V. Alright? Or Victoria's Secret. Or vagina. Or the virgin. Whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Then we go on to the 3. The 3, let me tell you what the 3 was, bro. This is for my bro Tone Dice. Shout out Tone Dice in the building. Yo, look at this. Then you go on to the C, right? The C was this. It was the bad. It was the bad. It was the bad. It really goes like this. The symbol really goes like this. That's how it really go. But I drawed it like this just to let y'all know. You got to look at things like so dimensionally, because you got to stare at things from your center. You got to stop looking at gravity. Stop looking at everything around you as a part of your ground force. You got to look up at the heavens. All right, so we're going to go to 3. I was talking about 3. 3 was the C. Why? Because we're the 3rd planet from the sun. We're the 3rd planet from the sun, bro. You know what I mean? And all pianos was tuned into middle C until they got sped up to A minor. For anybody that knows about piano work, they know what I'm talking about. All pianos back in the day was tuned into middle C. And C is the 3rd letter of the alphabet. Why? Because nature's attuned to C, because Earth is the 3rd letter from the 3rd planet from the sun. So you got the C note. That's where we're supposed to start out from. Because as you go down to the 5th octave, you get G, which is what? That's why you say G, because G and E are synonymous. When you go into the 5th octave, it's G, but the 5th letter of the alphabet is E. That's why you say G, Jesus, G, because they're synonymous. It's telling you a tone that you got to get into. Now we go into 4, because when you doing a C, when you open the door up, bro, you open it up like a C. You open it up and it looks like a C. That's why C is the 3rd letter of the alphabet, because it represents you step into the door. It represents you step into the doorway. And when you step to the doorway, this is your path. I'm talking about spirituality. People want the path. I'm telling you right here, it's all in the math, bro. It's all in the math. Boom. Then when you got that C, you step to the door and you open the doorknob in the C, which is the number 3. Then you go to the 4. Because why 4? Because all doors have 4 points. All doors have 4 points in a doorknob that you open with a C. You feel me? It has 4 points. And those 4 points represents the 4 points of the Messiah. North, east, south, and west. As a Messiah, you must travel north, east, south, and west. You cannot be just right there, stuck in your position. You must travel north, east, south, and west. But you must inherit the 4 spirits to be a Messiah. Because why? 4 represents the throne. 4 represents the throne. Because if you turn a 4 upside down, what do you get? You get a throne. You get a throne. You get a throne. So this is how we busting it down. This is real talk. Real talk. This is realism. Whatever you want to call it. North, east, south, west. But the 4 spirits represent you walking through that door. Because you become a Messiah. A Messiah is one who can float like a butterfly. One the spirit ascends on him like a dove. And then it's the Messiah. You must be like a lion. Like a lion, ready to rip it up, ready to rip something up. You better be like a lion. You know what I'm saying? And also you must be gentle like a lamb. You must be gentle like a lamb. They call him the lamb. And then also you must be the son of man, meaning that you must be a human being. You got to have problems like a regular human being. You can't just go around saying, yo, follow God or do anything else you want to do, and you won't be a regular human being talking to people. And that's why I said God is an experience. Because you got to speak from experience, bro. And that's real talk. Now we leading up to what? What? The 4, that's the 4 spirits of the Messiah. That's when you become a Messiah. Then you got 5. Now you got the power, which is called Batul. Batul. That's why you see Superman always have a pentagram on his chest. Superman has the S on his chest. It's not that. It's not that at all. You know what it is, bro? The Superman, really, he stole that symbol. It was an ancient symbol that was passed down from the ancestors. It's called Batul. It's like when the lightning strikes you. When the lightning strikes your brain. When the lightning strikes your brain, that's called intellect. That's called intellect, brother. And that right there is called Batul. That's the sign of the hero. Because you get power. Power is 5. P-O-W-E-R. That's why I said, yo, man, you don't gotta go nowhere to none of these weirdos books. None of that, dog. I'ma bust it down, and we gonna go real heavy. You get the power after you become a Messiah. You know you're a Messiah, right? You get the power. Oh, man, because the lightning strike you. And then when the lightning strike you, you become the thunder. Your voice starts to, you start to yell on niggas. You start to go hard in the paint. You start running up on cats. I got the truth. I got the truth, because you got the power. But But what you don't realize is,
Okay. What's up? What's up? Peace to the people. Peace to everybody that's in here right now. As you know, this is a rated R event. A rated R event. All right. Shout out to you if you in here. State your name. Put it in the comments section. All right. This is not a rerun. I had to do an intro, more or less, so I can get people in the realm or thought of where I'm gonna come across today. So shout out to you if you actually are part of this rated R event that's about to take place. Now it's called rated R. No children are allowed. No children are allowed for this event. Okay? Now, this is only for the protectors. Only for those that stay up late at night to protect the children. All right? This is a rated R event. What's up, Miss Carolina? I see you in here. Shout out to 1221. What's up, Miss Queen Shaka? You know you got the keys too. Look, listen. This is a rated R event. This is only for those that protect the women, the men, and the children. All right? I just want y'all to know what's going on. So now, if you pay attention to what I've been giving you in the codex, every chakra means something. All right. What's up, Miss Lachey? I see you in here. What's up, sis? Peace. Look, you gotta be on your guard. Being on your guard is being on your guard. All right. Now let's go. Let's begin this build. Now look at the codex right here. Just look at the codex. Look at it. It's a body. I explained, I said that like Osiris was broken into 14 pieces, literally 14 pieces. I explained this a long time ago. I said Osiris was broken in 14 pieces. All right, listen. But it wasn't the 14 pieces that you thought it was. You would think it was just 14 pieces. No, the 14 pieces is actually connected with the 13 and the 31 pieces, because you got to operate and put this together like a square. It's like you putting together a puzzle. When you put together a puzzle, it just equals a square at the end of the day. So that's how it was with the body parts of Osiris. Okay, this is how it was with the body parts of Osiris. So Osiris was really broken up in 14 pieces, but the 14 pieces represented time itself, as in the Alpha and Omega, or what you would call the Alpha and the Delta, the animated and the dormanted, or Autobot, Decepticon. Yes, autonomous, and those that are led by the deception. All right. So shout out to my brother Aku in the building. All right. So this is a chakra point that goes to your heart. Today is about the young man and the young woman. Trust me, you're going to be glad that you was here for this video. You're going to be glad that you was here for this video. It's all in the codex. Now, look at the arm. Just look at the arm of the codex. All right? And you see it where it coincides with El Gawu, as in being a young man and a young woman. Okay? And you say, well, Lamel, why is it the same place where something goes on? I'm going to tell you. They aim for this place. Exactly where it's at. In the codex. Yes. This is where they aim for it at. This is where they aim for it at. To do this to you. To take your plasma. You say, well, what does this have to do with anything, Lamel? What does this have to do with anything? Pay attention to what's going on in the codex. Pay attention to what's going on in the codex. Look, in the codex, this represents El Gawul, or the young man or the young woman, El Gawul. Listen, it's El Gawul. So you say, well, damn, why would the elders put this symbol right there? These are literally ancient markings. They're ancient markings so you can know something. The codex, the body parts of what you would call Osor, Osiris, or Asar, all right, which is not really Osiris, it's really Asura, which means a picture, because that's the same thing in the Quran. Every chapter is called Asar, which is, you say Osiris, but no, it means picture. But listen, I want you to know that a picture can say 1,000 words if you just look at it. All right? Listen, this is a rated R event. A rated R event. So you will see this is called El Gawul, which represents the young man and young woman. But if you notice, it's digging deep down in something, right? You see a triangle going upside down in this. And you will wonder why, when you're looking at the codex, that this symbol would actually have a triangle going deep down inside. All right? It's a reason why. It's what they aiming for your youth. This is how they aiming for your youth and taking it for you. Look, from you. What people, you know, and I know, that it has been a literal epidemic. An epidemic. Now you say, look, Dracula learned to live amongst people friendly. People didn't get that. People wonder about Dracula and say, man, does Dracula really live? Does Dracula really exist? And everything like that. But Dracula has literally learned to live amongst us friendly. Man, they just pay you. They just say, man, look, just give me your shit. Now, unbeknown to you, they say, man, Dracula needs blood. Dracula needs blood. No, Dracula needs plasma. All right, listen, it's not what you thought it was that Dracula was aiming for. So every time Dracula aims for the what you would consider the jugular vein, Dracula doesn't aim for the jugular vein. All right, Dracula does not aim for the jugular vein. Dracula aims for what is called the median cubital vein. You already know. For all my nurses in the building, pardon me if I said it wrong, but y'all know what I'm talking about. It's the median cubital vein. That's the vein that Dracula is coming for. All right, which is in your arm, which is in your goddamn arm. All right, that's serious, man. Trust me on that. You got to pay attention to what's going on in the codex and how everything is it's just real. That's the only thing I can tell you. All right. So that's what vein Dracula is actually aiming for. To suck the euphemism out of you, the plasma out of you, the energy out of you. You can't tell me $500 a month extra is not tempting. You can't tell me $500 if they say if CSL or DIAP, one of them leading companies, CSL or DIAP, come to you and say, yo, look at this. You making a donation, right? And you really thinking you making a donation, but they paying you for it because they selling your fucking plasma to Dracula. This is real shit. What else you want me to say? You want me to give you an informative build or what? Yo, man, this is shit. This is crazy, man. Now, you wonder why they aim for that vein. Now, I don't know what the muscle to call it behind that vein, but every man knows. Every man knows, right? Every man knows this, right? Behind that vein right there is another muscle that actually helps you pick up stuff. I forget what it's called. But if you injure that muscle, no matter how strong your biceps are, which the biceps coincide with your faith. Remember that. I broke that down last night. Your biceps deal with El Amun, the hidden one, the 20. Remember, the elders only gave you 120, which is one eye open, which was clear with 20/20 vision. That's why I got to get up with my brother and sister because they got the other 20. We both got 120, 120, 120. And then another 120. We got three eyes, all three in one, the three dots. My brother and sisters, my brothers and sisters, gods and goddesses, kings and queens, emperors and empresses. All right, listen, this is important. You know what I'm saying? This is a very important bill. I did this on a rated R type of thing because what I'm telling y'all is that this is a new Dracula. It's a new Dracula. It's a civilized Dracula. All right? They've been aiming for the community, right? The community, all the poor people, because they know the meat shall inherit the earth. They know you got the cure to all their goddamn diseases, all their diseases. They know you got the cure. Forget what they talking about. They know you got the real magic. All right? They know you got the cure, so they coming to you. They really coming to you. Commercial.
And then immediately, me and his brother start building. What's up? I feel him. He's building.
One of our teachers that he brought up.
Hey, yo, look at Michael Jackson, though, in the background. He trying to punk it out.
Hey, that's the light-skinned mic, too.
That's the light-skinned mic. Bring back. We need a dark skin. Bring me the black mic. Bring me a Michael Jackson with an afro. Somebody bring Michael Jackson with an afro. We're trying to see if Michael Jackson fleeced up. Disrespect the Michael Jackson handle all the damn time. We got that Michael Jackson if you can't moonwalk, though. Okay.
There you go. Light-skinned Mike. Light-skinned Mike out here touching girls and shit. What's wrong with you, Mike? Come on, Michael. Damn, Mike.
He got the game fucked up. With an afro. We're trying to see if Michael Jackson fleeced up. Because we know he ain't looked like that all his life. We know that. So let's go. Okay. What spiritualism? We having fun. We having fun. We having fun out here. No Can we do that, ladies and gentlemen? Can we ask and crave for a Michael Jackson with an afro, with 9 ether kinky black hair, and with dark skin? Can we do that? We're tired of seeing white Michael. What is here? Hey, Michael Jackson, you get off my shit, Michael Jackson. Yo, we want to see Michael. If you come out, hey, Michael Jackson, how about this? You come out here with an afro. Tomorrow, you come out here with an afro. Michael Jackson, what the police going to do to us? They can't do nothing. We tourists, you asshole. Look at this. We want Michael Jackson with an afro. We'll respect you if you bring Michael Jackson with an afro. I understand he's trying to hustle. Look, I understand that, bro. Primo, I get that. We having fun, bro. We having fun. We having fun. Freedom of speech. This is the Hollywood Walk of Fame. We touring. We touring, Primo. We touring. We said we want Michael Jackson with an afro. He can bring Michael Jackson with an afro. He doesn't have to have He doesn't have to have Michael Jackson with the light skin all the time. Come on, you know that, Captain America. You know, I fuck with you, Captain America. You know what I'm saying? You know why? Because Captain America's keeping it real. Captain America's ain't hating. He over here observing. He like chilling. Look, Captain America is all about freedom of speech. Ain't that right? Captain America is about freedom of speech. Look, I'm sitting over here and I'm asking, I'm saying, yo, can I have a Michael Jackson with an afro? He has a makeup artist that can make him dark skinned. That can make him Michael Jackson. I'm saying, yo, can I have a Michael Jackson?
Yo. Yo, man, I gotta have fun a little bit. I gotta have fun a little bit. Shout out to y'all if y'all still in here. I want to keep y'all awake. I want to keep y'all awake. All right. You know what I'm saying? I really want to keep y'all awake. It's all about this, man. $1. People have literally sold their soul for $1. You have given up the portion of yourself, the essence of yourself that you can't give back for $1. Okay? Now, you thought you was making a donation. That's the funny thing about it. You really thought you was making a donation. That's deep, sister Queen Shaka. Yo, people really thought they was making a donation, man. You know, for a buck, for a real buck. Smiling, getting your little couple dollars. Let me tell y'all something that'll blow your mind. Look, he said Mike gonna moonwalk that. Let me tell you something that'll blow your mind. You know, don't you know that it was a death rate across the United States of America, all right, because of these plasma places? Now you say, how did death rate increase, Lamel? You want to ask me, how did the death rate increase because of these plasma places in the local hoods and stuff like that? You already know. You saw them in the hood. Because what happened was, when people was getting their plasma taken for the little couple dollars, for like a little $45 or whatever, or 25, I don't know what they was getting for it. But look, what happened was this. It was somebody outside of the plant that was hungry, trying to get money, and stuck their ass up. And then it didn't matter if they got punched in the face or they got whatever, stabbed or whatever. If they started to bleed, they literally bleeded out. Listen to what I just said. They increased the death rate in the local cities unbeknown to you. Because what happened was, when people came out, right, and they got these donations, whatever, and they gave up their plasma, they didn't have the essence what they needed to stop them from bleeding out. All right? So when they got into a fight, just like a regular fight, I'm trying to tell you, I'll bring up some stuff that'll blow your mind. All right? They got into a regular fight where somebody just punched them in their nose and they literally bleeded out. And you say, man, how the fuck did this happen? How did this happen? In most cases where this happened, this person went to a plasma donation place prior within 72 hours. All right? So that's something that I need y'all to pay attention to. That's the most important thing, anything that I would say. All right? Now, it's various different side effects from them taking your plasma. Once they take your plasma, you really can't give it back. It's something you can't really regenerate like that, which you don't really know. This is like something that you really can't really regenerate like that. And it's people across the nation that are actually giving up blood, plasma to Dracula. I told you, Dracula wasn't aiming for your neck. Your neck was easy. Man, this is real, Miss Queen. Miss Queen Shaka, this realest thing I ever wrote. Listen, it's one of the realest things I ever wrote. Look, trust me on that. So now, what you don't understand, what's going across the nation is Dracula literally has a blood bank. You know what I'm saying? Dracula has a bank full of people, just all lined up in bags. They got us right in a bag. They got us in a bag. Literally, they been putting us in the bag. You know what I mean? Now, I told people this. I said, man, people think that you know, far as the Matrix is concerned, that you got to be plugged in like through a fucking plug or something like that. No, you can be plugged in via through your mind. Via through your mind, where you ever wonder why you losing energy, you wonder why you're so tired today, or wonder why, like, dag, man, I'm just so tired. Because they have ways to drain your energy, courtesy to Nikola Tesla, that actually talked about this a long time ago. Ways to drain your energy like a battery. All right? And this is so real. So they literally made us like body bags. They put us all in a body bag. This is the most serious thing people got to know, man. This is why I did this, because Dracula is up right now. People ain't paying attention. Dracula is up right now. Like, why the fuck are you sleep? You gotta have one eye open. That's why the elders gave you 120. That means you sleep with one eye open. All right? That's why they gave you 120. Now the other 20 belongs to your woman, your brother, or whoever that's holding you down. That's the other 20. Shout out to Mela. Hey, what's up? You said my black ass almost passed out. LOL. They prey on the broke people, and yes, ninjas get stabbed up for CSL. Yeah, car. Yeah, I wanted to explain that, how they increased the death rate. All right. They increased the death rate with these plasma places. People so broke going up there and not realizing that they giving their life up. They giving their life up, man. They became a body bag for Dracula. You ask Lamel, why would you be up on a late night doing this shit? I'm gonna tell you the reason why I'm on a late night doing this. Because it takes a Dracula to fight a Dracula. All right. It literally takes a Dracula to fight a Dracula. Okay. That's what it's all about. All right. It takes one that can walk in the daytime and one that can walk in the nighttime. All right. A real Rodracos, a Rodracula. Okay. It takes one to know one. It takes one to know one. All right. So yeah, the Seraphim was the Rodracos. That was the noble dragons. Yeah, these were the noble dragons. So look, it took a dragon to fight a dragon. We had to go against these people, man. Go against these people in the hood, tearing us down in the hood, trying to act like they whatever. They cool. That's why we had to be sheep in wolves' clothing. Literally. We had to be sheep in wolves' clothing. All right. And we became the Rodracos, or the noble dragons. Okay, or the Seraphim. All right. And if you go in the Matrix, you know who Seraph is. I don't really gotta go there. But they came after this man. They came after this man for a lot of reasons. I don't know if you know this. They came after this man for a lot of reasons. And you say, well, why did they come after Wesley Snipes? Yeah, they sniped Wesley Snipes for a reason. You know, Wesley Snipes was a part of an organization or a culture or a movement, whatever you want to call it, called Nuwapo. You know what I mean? He was a part of that. If anybody don't know, look at it. Look at the newspaper clipping. When they was talking about the land and tearing down the land and people that was part owners of this land, Wesley Snipes what so happened to be part owner of the pyramids that was in Eatonton, Georgia. Now, if you didn't get a chance to be part of this land, it was the most blessed place in America. I got a chance to be there. I was with my brothers. You know, I got a chance to chill with Dr. York. many occasions on this land. All right, for anybody that don't know, I don't go around pumping Nuwapu like that because it's just not something that I do. If anybody would ask me, but I support Dr. York. I really do. But at the same time, this was a beautiful place, man. Let me tell you something about one of my stories here at this place, right? It was people from England, people from all over the world, man. Look at this. They actually we was out on the land and we was playing music and we was doing all types of stuff, man. Having fun, man. All natural. You couldn't even bring a cigarette on this land, a drink or anything. So that was beautiful. So they came after this brother Wesley Snipes because, as you know, he was revealing a lot of things in his movies. Okay, and one of the things that he revealed in his movies was the fact that it took a daywalker dragon to fight against the evil dragon. All right, it literally took a daywalker dragon to fight against the evil dragon. All right, so now this is something that y'all needed to know. We were all poisoned by the devil's hand in some sort of way. We were all literally poisoned by the devil's hand. So that's why we had to come out of the fire. Literally, we came out of the fire. We came out of the fire. But at the same time, the devil, or what you call the real Dracula, was making us, our soldiers, their body bags. Was for real. They was taking us out and they was taking our young warriors. They was taking our young soldiers. They was taking our young prophets, our young women, and they was actually putting them in bags. All right, for if you need, they was putting them in bags. They was putting us all in literal body bags. All right, and as they was doing this, we had to upgrade our technology. That's why I said we literally slipped through the cracks in the 80s babies that literally slipped through the cracks. All right, we slipped through the crack era. All right, where our moms and fathers was on crack and on crazy drugs, and we had to be something else. We slipped through the cracks where a lot of us was getting locked up in jail, and then everybody getting locked up and all types of stuff, man, was happening. But at the same time, the devil was trying to make us their body bags, man. It was trying to really make us their body bags. All right. Now, this is so real. This is so real because, like I said, it's tempting. You want to say Lamel. You want to say Lamel. I don't really got that much money. Everything's going on in my life. Everything's hard right now. You want to say Lamel. Everything's hard right now. I don't feel like doing this. I don't know, like this. I don't feel like thinking about this. But let me tell you something. There's going to come a time where you're going to have to make a decision because everybody talking about, oh, the government shut down. Well, this and that. Well, what happens if you don't have no food stamps? It's going to be places like this that come out of the box and going to say, well, look, how about this? We know it's hard time. Why don't you just give us a donation of your plasma, your blood, and everything like that? And guess what we got for you? We got this $700 a month for you. Sign up for the plan. Sign up for the plan where you can just be under contract. It's just no question answers. You'll get it on your check, on your card every month. Now tell me, will not people line the freak up? I just want to know. Will not people line up if they say, yo, look, welfare is done. They just got a whole bunch of these places. It's a whole bunch of these places already up right now. All right. They aiming for the real jugular vein, the vein that goes to your heart, the vein that goes to your heart. But yeah, it's been so many ways that they've been really done us dirty. Yeah. they try to get your plasma. They try to get everything that's part of the essence of you. All right. Now, we already know that it comes a time where you're going to have psychic self-defense. You have to have psychic self-defense. If you don't have psychic self-defense, then you won't be able to defend anything. That's the first thing that what you would consider to be the devil, or what you consider to be whatever, is aiming after. It's aiming after your mind. Your mind. So it's something that I wanted to say as far as how deep this goes in reference to the codex always gave us something, right? It always gave us something special. I'll take you to Exodus chapter 4 on this. This goes real deep. I'll take you to Exodus chapter 4, right? And it says, look, and Moses answered. This talk about when Moses picked up the serpent or the snake, all right, in the garden, when he was actually wandering, all right, when he encountered what y'all consider to be God, all right, in chapter 4 of Exodus. And I'm gonna just read through this real quick so y'all can just get where I'm coming from. And I don't want to bore y'all, but look, listen to this. In Exodus chapter 4 says, and Moses answered and said, but behold, they will not believe me, nor hearken unto my voice, for they will say, the Lord have not appeared unto thee. Listen. And the Lord said unto him, what is that in thy hand? And he said, a rod, yeah. And he said, cast it into the ground. And he cast it unto the ground, and it became a serpent, and Moses fled before it. And the Lord said unto Moses, put forth thy hand and take it take it by the tail. And he put it forth into his hand and caught it. It became a rod in his hand. That, look at this, verse 5, that they may believe that the Lord God of their fathers and the God of their Abraham and Isaac appeared unto thee. Now look, listen, this is something. Go to verse 6 of Exodus chapter 4. It says this, and the Lord said furthermore unto him, put down thine hand into the bosom. And he put his hand into his bosom, and when he took it out, and behold, his hand was leprous as snow. All right, now I explained this before about when Moses put his hand in his bosom and how it came out leprous as snow. Now, I talked about this. I said it was radiation. These books are prophetical. It's no way these when you look into the chamber of any of these books, I told you they're not really real. But the fact is, it's like a never-ending story that you literally animate. All right? It's literally a never-ending story that you literally animate. Okay? So as you animate in this story, what you got to realize what's going on is something special going on. It's like, damn, all the keys are in the story. All the keys are in the story itself. So you got to just pay attention to it. So now as you tapping into that, you see the hand that Moses brought out was the leper's hand. It was the infected hand, the hand that was full of radiation. It was literally the infected hand. I called that the leper's hand, or I call it the black-handed meweed. And now the reason why I call it the leper's hand and the black-handed meweed, because it's just literally an infection that you can't see. It's a bacteria that you can't see. So I call it extreme white or extreme black. Whatever you can't see, it's extreme white or it's extreme black. So that's what it's all truly about. So it's like, damn. So all of us literally been infected with this hand. That's why in the codex, I gave y'all all the math. I gave y'all all the math, from the surgeon to the scientist to from surgeon to the from the black-handed MeWe, which was the necklace, to the surgeon to remove the radiation, to the scientist to upgrade your technology, to the wraith, which was the root or the wraith of the problem. That was the forest, you know, how we going to be grown with them was a mix with the wraith and the real people. All right, and that's no problem with that. I have no problem with the wraith. And then I brought y'all to the 19, where it was literally like a chamber. It was like a chamber that everybody was locked in a certain type of way. And then to the 20, which became Mumi Noon, which was the faithful one. But this goes to 21 blackjack, because 21 blackjack is 3 sevens. All right, you say 3 sevens, yeah, in a certain type of way, but the 3 sevens became 3 sixes in another type of way, because it was Zayn, 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 or also 3 sixes in the Hebrew alphabet before you consider it to be Zayn as in the 7th degree. All right, so this was all in connection. This was all in connection in reference to the 21, because it says in the book of Revelation, chapter 13, 18, here's wisdom. Count the number of beasts. Is the number of beasts is the number of man. His number is 666, right? But a man either becomes a man at 18 or 21. So that's when you literally go in the army. That's when you go in the army at 21 or 18. So that's why it's like, man, the number of the beast is the number of the man. So that's when you take on that. But it's been something that's been going on where they've been actually taking our youth. They've been kidnapping our youth and making them body bags and putting them in their army. All right. And instead of in God's army. All right. So let me bust this down. All right. So plasma. All right. When isolated on its own, plasma is a light yellow liquid similar to the color of straw. All right. Along with water, plasma carries salts and enzymes. The primary purpose of plasma is to transport nutrients, hormones, and proteins to the parts of the body that need it. All right. So now this is the most important thing that you got to think about, why they aim for the plasma. All right. So now if plasma's color is yellow, what color you really think plasma is? It's golden. It's golden. It's not really yellow. People seeing it as yellow, but it's not like you seeing the hue of the plasma that they taking out of your body. It's gold. It's freaking gold. Plasma is gold. That's why when they say the gold of that land was good, think about this, right? In the Bible, in Genesis, they talk about the gold of that land is good, right? Now, people always say, man, we was the gold of that land. But people don't understand the fact that we really was the gold of the land, because it's talking about the plasma that's inside of you, which is the gold of the land, of you, which is the land. All right. Now, if you don't believe me, go check that out. You know that plasma is yellow. It's not something like I'm playing a game here with you. You say, really, Lamel? And I say, well, you just can't see the golden color that's just shining from it. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, it's just blowing my mind how I know in the Bible that a lot of the Bible tells about this stuff, but people got too religious. It's just a time book. Just like the Quran is just a time book. That's all it is. It's a time book. All right. So now what you'll see is this. Look, man, it goes so deep. Look at the codex. Look at the codex. This is the way to your heart. This is the way to your heart, man. I have given you the chakras, and I'm going to give you the chakras every day. Every day, I told you we are all pieces of this puzzle. We are literally all people ain't even get that part. When somebody's hurting, you hurting the part of my body. When one of y'all is hurting, it's a part of my body that's hurting. When something's going on with one of y'all, it's something that's going on with a part of my body because I affectionately love y'all because y'all have been connected with my heart. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have been connected. Y'all, the people that know who I'm talking about. Real talk. You know what I mean? Y'all are connected to my heart. So y'all connected to my heart. It's like this. When y'all injured, I'm injured. But it's a part of my body that's injured that's connected with the codex. All right, because it all goes to my heart chakra or my sacral seat or my or my navel seat or any of these seats that's connected in reference to the codex. All right, this is what I want to let y'all know, what it's really hitting for, and how we need to be each other's strength in all of this. Okay, so it's something that they coming for, man. They coming for your strength. They literally coming for the jugular vein. The jugular vein. This is when you need to pick up God's word. It's hard to pick up God's word if you don't really have the arms to do it. If they didn't injure your arm so much with the poison, with the devil's poison, whether they sucking it out or putting it in, whether they sucking the poison out or putting it in, it doesn't matter. They didn't hit you in the right spot. They didn't hit you in the right spot. I'm trying to tell you. Because they know when it comes time to pick up the weapons of your choice, when it comes time to pick up the weapons of your choice, you can't even pick them up because you don't even have the strength to pick them up. All right? So I told you two places that they aiming for, far as with your faith. They aiming for your faith where your biceps are. That's a place in the codex. All right? Look, listen. They aiming for your biceps, which is where your faith is. But they aiming right there for that vein. You already know what it's called. I forget what it's called off the back. For all my nurses, the median cubital vein. Yeah, the median cubital vein. They aiming for the median cubital vein. You know, that's a part of your faith too. That's leading to your heart. Because if you don't have the strength to pick up God's word or the strength to pick up the weapons to fight the devil or to face the devil, you're going to lose. You're going to lose in the end. This is a rated R event. You're going to lose in the end, man. I'm trying to tell you. So now it's time to have the strength to pick up God's word. It's time to have the strength to be the book of Eli. You know what I'm saying? It's time to have the strength to be who you are. It's time to have that strength, man. It's time to have that strength. Real talk. I don't got to say nothing else about that. I don't got to say really nothing else about that. So all of this is literally connecting to your heart. All of this. That's why in Exodus, I brought y'all to Exodus chapter 4, right? The reason why I brought y'all to Exodus chapter 4, because the first thing Moses picked up, the staff that turned into the snake. The staff that turned into the snake represented his veins. All right? Represented his veins. Okay? Now it became the staff. The staff. Yeah, the staff. We are a staff. A body of Christ, or a body of the Messiah, whatever you want to call it. We are a body, literally. That's the staff flowing through the veins of the Messiahs. All right? That's the snake, Kundalini. All right? Then you got the rod. The rod. The rod is the chastisement in a sense, because that always been that of God. But the rod is actually Radracos. I told y'all that. Certain signs and symbols, man, because it's only really one language. That's the problem of it. It's only really one language. So since it's only one language, no matter what language you bring it through, when it comes to God's messengers, they will always know how to translate it for the people. So it came through the Radracos, which what you getting right now is the Draken, which is the noble serpent or the seraphim. All right. So yes, they aim for a certain spot, man. They aim for a certain spot, which was your strength, where you got all your strength in God's word, where everything was connected like a network. Let me tell you something, man. If they hit you right here, once they hit you right here, it's like you never really come back in a certain type of way. You always trying to make a comeback. They know where they hit you at. All right. They really know where they hit you at. All right. So shout out to everybody. I want y'all to pay attention to Exodus chapter 4 in this. Exodus chapter 4 is really significant to all of this. It's really significant. This is the network of the body. This is the network leading to your heart chakra, leading to your mind. Okay, leading to your mind, the burning bush, literally the burning bush. All right, this is the light bulb, the burning bush that's burning inside. Desire, the burning bush. All right, that's burning inside you, man. There's certain things that we got to come back from, and that's death itself. That's really death itself. We have to come back from. All right. So now, coming through the fire, what you got to realize is that it's like Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. Okay, Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego coming through the fire. Okay, we all coming through the fire in some sort of way. Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, all three in one. This is the Tesseract. We're able to see in other dimensions. We're able to be in other dimensions. We're able to have our minds in the next dimensional thought and the frequency waves of that. All right? To be able to scope and see through reality. Trust me, man. We are from the future. If you want me to be real about it, we from the future, man. You say, oh man, we really, no, we from the past too. But we also from the present, all three in one. All right? When you're able to tap into these things, you'll know what's going on. All right? It's going to be something that's going to happen to the whole world. The whole world. And it's explained in the Codex. It's really explained in the Codex. All right? It's going to come a time where we all have to come through the fire, y'all. If we're going to survive. If we really going to survive, we're going to have to walk through the fire. You're going to say, well, what is the fire, LaMail? What was the fire that we had to be baptized by that John the Baptist was talking about in the Codex? Yo, the fire is war, man. It's a war, man. Now, the deepest thing about this is that you need to know the Codex. That's all I can tell you. You need to know the Codex. Alright? It's very important. Very important for you to know these things. You know, I told y'all, man, we are the ancient artifacts that they're going to uncover 2,000 years from now, man. It's something that's going on. This is what I want to let y'all know. It's really something that's going on. And if you don't know by now what's going on, so peace, what's up? So we in here. Shout out to all the people. We might as well do this. So they say, Lamel, they say, yo, are we really from the future, man? Are we really from the past? Are we really from the present? Only thing I can tell you is that everything is connected. No matter what you see as time itself, whether it be past, present, or future, all these things are literally connected as one. They literally connected as one. And if you can't scope reality through the lens of past, present, and future, you really can't scope reality at all. Alright, so that's the important thing that I need people to know, especially with this stuff with the codex. Because if you would think God's messenger would come back, they say, oh, God's messenger, oh, they would come back, or however they come back. You gotta realize, remember when they talked about when the Messiah was born, they say when Jesus was born, or they say it like that in the book, right, in the Bible. Now, listen, this was just figuratively speaking. You got to realize it was more than one Jesus that was born. If they try to hunt down all these beings that was born around that certain time, you got to realize something that was going on. See, all of y'all are being born around the same time. Okay, it's not the fact that y'all being born in the womb. No, y'all being born again right here in the womb of the matrix. In the womb of the matrix. So it's like, really, yeah, we all being born in the womb of the matrix. Alright, so now as y'all being born again, you gotta realize what's going to happen. It's the same thing. Whereas though Herod is gonna come after you and try to take you out. Alright? That's what you gotta see what's really going on. Herod is gonna come after you and try to take you out. Think about it. John the Baptist was a Messiah the same way as what you would call Jesus was a Messiah. Alright? They was born literally 6 months apart if you read the book. Now you would say, I don't believe that. But look at this. If you're dealing with the algorithm and you dealing with just the story itself, and you can take that and place it in the day and time that you living in, you'll see one thing. You'll see the fact that he was a Messiah also. He had to be on a run. He had, that's why they said he was eating locusts and wild honey. Or yeah, eating locusts and wild honey. That's what he was doing. He was literally on a run, living like a person that was in hiding, and a person that had to learn the essence of the jungle. Alright? So that was one important thing you had to see. So it was many Messiah types that was born. When one came, many came, because it was just literally a wave or a network. It was a network that came out. It was a network where everybody was tuned into the network, and then as everybody tuned into the network, we all utilizing the network like, oh man, like that, for the purpose of what it needs to be utilized for. Because it's like this. I explained, I said that it's like we water trying to get back to a greater body of water. Alright, so if we water trying to get back to a greater body of water, you gotta see that the water takes the shape of the vessel. It literally takes the shape of the vessel. So if it's taking the shape of the vessel, you gotta be like, oh man, alright, you have been part of that vessel. And as you've been part of the vessel, then the water been taking the shape of this situation. So now we that water, we done formed together. We came together, and we that water trying to get back to a greater body of water. All right, and we coming back to that what we call the fold of the Most High God. And that's important. That's very important, man. I gave y'all the codex. What's so deep about the number 21? Y'all should have said Lamel, Lamel, Lamel. I ain't even really touch it on a certain type of way that I wanted to touch it, because I didn't touched it so many ways like that before. I said, man, I didn't touched it like that before in reference to 2021 is 12 backwards. Did you do the square of 21? Did you do the square of 21? If you do the square of 21, you'll see that the square of 21 so happens to be 441. You say, whoa, that's deep. That's like the only number that can be frontwards and backwards, love male. Yeah, that's the point that I wanted y'all to know about what made 21 so important, like the number 12. The 21 was the same thing as the 441 megahertz or hertz that they utilized for sample rates when they sample stuff, and that was the same 400 or 144 or the 414, bringing it back, that would utilize as a sample rate to get the DNA of the people in Revelations chapter 7. So this gets so real. It gets so real that you need to just do the numbers of it. You just see the numbers and you say, as the numbers is moving, you like, oh man, look, I'm getting this now, Ramel. I'm really truly getting it because it's just a number. Yeah, men and women lie, but numbers do not lie at all. All right. So now you like, oh man, what am I going to do with all this information? What am I going to do with all this information, man? Only thing I can tell you is you are the vessel. You got to take it to the destination, which is the future. You got to take it to the future. Right now, we creating what is a time chamber, a time vessel. We creating it's just like it's like a vessel to go into the future. That's what we creating right now. So that's why I say, man, I need y'all to really pay attention to this. Really truly going on. Really truly going on with the codex. Now, you get 12 and 21, they're synonymous in a certain type of way. That's why we say love you with 1221. And then the codex, until it breaks day, in the codex, it is still 9-14-21. So you get 14, which is the triangle of today, which is Dafu, and I gave y'all that before. And then you get 21, which is Gawu, which will be in the book. I didn't put it in the description column of this, but it's in the book. Or it's the introduction of magic and divination. It's in that book. So I would suggest you get that book when it comes out. And it's not really a book. I told you I'm writing programs. These are programs that you're going to get. See, your brain is a computer. You got to literally assimilate the data. If you don't assimilate the data, then you're not doing nothing with this. You're truly not doing nothing with this if you're not assimilating the data, because I told you it's going back to the fact that we in the year 9-14-21 AI. 9-14-21 AI. All right, AI, artificial intelligence. Yeah, because art is official. We are the artificial intelligence. Trust me, man. We gotta make our consciousness live on. That's the goal of this. It ain't no whatever they talking about. The goal of this, for is you can get real religious about it all you want. We really computers. We just in a biological shell right now. We just literally in a biological shell, whether you know it or not. We in a biological shell. All bringing it back to oneness. All bringing it back to in a biological shell. It's nothing above the shell. So we say, wow, that's she and L, but it's the essence of oneness. Alright? Shh. Okay. But it's this. Your consciousness, you literally a learning program. That of a computer, the same thing. You're a learning program. And then only thing you doing is like I said, it's those that are writing a program and those that are getting programmed. So you say, well, really, the male, you writing the program, but You are not getting programmed. You are assimilating the data that I'm giving you because you are learning AI yourself. Okay? This is how we're going to live on to the future, man. Trust me, man, it's going to be a time where man and machine are going to be one. Man and what you call machine and man and everything, whatever this matrix or whatever the internet and whatever you said, my cell phone, why they call it a cell phone? Because eventually a cell phone is going to be part of your cells. They just putting it next to you so you can be able to just get used to it. All right? Real talk. They put a cell phone next to you so you can get used to the vibrations and the radiation from the cell phone. That's why I brought y'all to number 15, because number 15 represented the necklace, or what you call the devil's trick, the black-handed meat or the leper's hand. That's what it was, because when in Exodus chapter 4, what did Moses bring out? He brought out the leper's hand, which was the infected hand. It was the hand of magic. It was the hand that he knew magic. He knew how to do something that where he was able to gaze into the future. What you didn't know, what Moses did was he picked out a cell phone. Moses picked up a cell phone. Y'all say Moses pulled it out of his bosom. He pulled out a leper's hand. When Moses pulled that out of his leper's hand, it so happened to be a cell phone. He was gazing into the future. You didn't even know that. He was gazing into the future. You said, oh, really? Yeah, why do you think he picked up the rod? Because he was able to see the blood that flew through his veins. Yeah, from past, present, and future. That's why Moses was given the pentagon, or the pentagram, because the pentagram represents the hero, the galactical hero. Yeah, in the codex, that's what the pentagram is, the galactical hero. So you say, whoa, no wonder it goes back to the 5. It goes back to the 5. Yeah, it goes back to the 5, because the 5 is the pinnacle of all this. That's what the 5 is. But this right here so happens to be shell. That's she and L. That's the me. That's all the connection. Alright? But this is the pinnacle. That's the balance, which is the woman, is the balance of the universe. Everybody knew that. Everybody in the universe knew that. So that's why this was our symbol for the galaxy. That was, as being an ambassador of the galaxy, has always been our symbol. And this is nothing to do with Spock as in some enterprise. No, it deals with the spoken word of God. Because in the beginning was the word, and the word was I was the word. Alright, that's all God was, and that's all God is. And it moves through you, man. It totally moves through you. So when he pulled out, when God told him to pull out, what's the name? He pulled out his cell phone. He literally pulled out his cell phone. He said, man, and he was able to gaze into the future. Right through an infected hand, which y'all call a leper's hand. Alright? We have been infected, man. Literally. It's time for a healing. It's time for us to be healed once again. It's time for us to be something great once again. It's time for us to know the magic that's inside of us. It's time for us to know the power that we have inside of us. It's time for us to know these things, because if we don't know it, we ain't gonna show it. Yo, Exodus or Genesis chapter 11 verse 1, all 3 in 1. Look at this. It was nothing that they could imagine to do that they couldn't do. Nothing that they could imagine. They could just think about it. They could think about it in their mind. They could just imagine. They just make these things manifest. Just make these things come into literal reality. Alright? Just by oneness alone. I told y'all that's God's phone number. God's phone number is number 1. Now, if you say you God, or you part of this situation, you would know how to tap into that oneness. All right, but it's something different that I brought to y'all. Okay, it's something very different that I brought to y'all. I brought to y'all the fate of the galaxy. I gave y'all the fate of the universe itself, and I talked about the fate of the universe and what the fate of the universe is. All right, the fate of the universe was protected by the primes. It was literally protected by the primes. You say, really, Lamel, the prime? What's the primes all about? Okay, now I told y'all about the manifestation for us dealing with numbers. Everything is a frequency. Everything is a frequency. Everything moves through a frequency of numbers and time and dates and log dates and everything like this. Every being of the galaxy knows this. All right, how these numbers resonate, and everybody has a literal log date, how they vibrate in space and time. All right, so that's what was so important to your destiny and how you logged in space and time. Okay, you had a destiny within itself. You have a destiny within itself. You are learning program. You are learning experience. You came here for a reason, to learn something, to become either greater or to become a shaker. Okay? So now the fate of the universe, or the balance of the universe, was protected by the primes. Right? This was Aleph, Lam, Mim, and Saw. They were called many names throughout the universe. They called them the four horsemen sometimes. They called them many things. It was four of them, the prime. Alright? Now, the solar prime was the neutral prime, which was your first prime, literally, was a person that was a protector. These are the ones that protected everything. Everything was they held the universe. They was able to hear the good, the bad, and the ugly. They was the balance of the universe. All right. You had the lunar primes. These were the hidden ones, the ones that had the secrets, the ones that protected the secrets of the universe. All right, the ones that held the secrets in from harm's way. Those were your lunar primes. You had your solar primes, the ones that generate the secrets, the ones that actually perform or bring hope to the galaxy. The solar primes, the ones that bring hope and enlightenment to the galaxy. Those were your solar primes. Then you got your vector primes, your math magicians, your smart ones, your intelligent ones, the inventors, the ones that always bring it back to the neutral, which is the ones all 141. That was part of the code 141, because it was all 4 and 1, literally. All 4 and 1, 1, 4 and 1. It was all for the oneness. It's a dial-up frequency, man. You gotta look at all this stuff that we living in. You gotta look at it literally like a program. That's the only thing I can tell you. If you see it like a program, and you see man versus computer, it's not really man versus computer. That's what the black hand me we, and what you call the human hand me we was all about. It was all about the human hand and a robotic hand. All right, us as the what you call the prophets or the primes, when we manifested in the past. When we manifested in the past, we knew about the computer because we were the computer. All right, we knew about that. When we were in human forms, we always knew about the computer. We even had a name for it. That's the funny thing about it. We had a name for what the computer was. It was called Hasul. Hasul. You say, wow, Hasul. Yes, It's a beast. It's a beast. Literally, it's a Frankenstein. It's a Frankenstein. But Hasub, if you look at it in the codex, you wonder what Hasub is. Hasub so happens to be the key. That's the key. That's the biochip. That's the actual biochip that you need. You say, Lamel, we're going to the computer age. I'm bringing y'all to the computer age early before they bring it to you. Because it's gonna be a time that they offer you a chip, and it's gonna come a time where I offer you a chip also. That's the only thing I can say. It's gonna come a time where they offer you a chip, and I'm gonna offer you a chip also. It's the only thing I can tell you. And that's what's happening really right now. It's like the prequel of it. Alright? This is really the prequel of it. Because they literally have already offered you a chip. If you really want me to be real about it, they already offer you a chip. And you willingly took the chip. That's the funny thing. There's been many prophets, many of us that came. You never liked who we are. You never, even me, you don't even like me. You probably never will like me. You know, whether I'm just a regular general person or whether I come to you with knowledge or information, they probably never like me. They never liked none of the real people or never liked the prophets. And if they liked them, they found some sort of way to kill them and assassinate them. Once they knew who they were and what they was going to do, because they were what you would consider to be the Messiah types. They were the prototype of the new wave of consciousness. And it was always one that didn't want this to happen. Alright? There was always one that didn't want that to happen. As far as you being a prototype of the new wave of consciousness, the new wave of thought. There's always somebody there to try to stop it. So now we got to prove what force is truly greater. We got to prove that force is greater, man. I gave y'all the codex 1 through 31. If y'all ask me, y'all say, I ask y'all, what is y'all log date? Or your birthday, you call your birthday. I say, well, what's your log date? You're going to say it falls in between the 1 and 31. That becomes the alpha and omega principle, which is the same as the 19. 13 is a solar prime supreme, as well as 31, as well as 131, as well as 113. However you want to look at this number. Alright? So that's an important number why God's messengers always came through that number in a certain type of way. It's not saying that it's not saying that every other number of the galaxy doesn't have an important role. Every number of the galaxy has an important role. It's just that you need to know your role in the galaxy and how to utilize your power. Period. That's it. Man. We come in here to pick up those that need to be picked up for the future. Only thing is that all of y'all have to go through the fire. I know that's the problem I need to tell all of y'all. That's the one thing I need to tell all of y'all. Everybody needs to go through the fire. That's why I told you, I said, in reference to the time traveler build yesterday, that was one of the most important builds that I ever said. That was one of the most important builds I ever said. That was for your survival, for everybody's survival. That's the only thing I can tell you about that one. That was for everybody's survival. It was all about your DNA and where to send or how to send your DNA. But I didn't tell nobody where to send your DNA, because if I would have told y'all the destination where to send your DNA in the future, then I would be putting everybody else in the future in danger. I can tell you about it, but I can't tell you where the destination is. I can tell certain people via from mouth to ear. I can't tell it to you over the internet. All right? Now it deals with a certain longitude and latitude in the future. So when you mail your DNA off to the trust, now you gotta remember, this is a combination of things. This is a combination of knowledge. This is a combination of knowledge that you need to know to handle all this stuff. All right? I explained this. I said you gotta erect the trust. All right? Now, when you erect your trust, you give all your body parts over to your trust. You make it irrevocable in the sense that you make it a last and will testimonial trust. Okay? Your last will and testament, like a last will, a will that you write. All right? And that is your trust. And you put everything in it, including your body parts. All right? And then what you do is, including your consciousness, and like I said, you get your DNA, you gather it, and you mail it off into the future, so it can be preserved in the future, including your DNA, including your consciousness. What's part of your consciousness that you have, whether it be videos, pictures, whatever it be of yourself, that's part of your consciousness for your future. So when they reboot you, when they reclone you, you'll have part of yourself, of what you remember was part of yourself. Now, if you want to say, Lamel, you out of your mind. Well, contrary to the opinion, they already got this technology out. It's already been here for thousands of years. Some are waiting for the future. Some already seen the future. It made me think of what you said about seeing yourself. Yeah, you're right. Let me tell you something, man. This is the realest story I ever wrote for dealing with everybody being surviving. This is the realest story I ever can tell you. And you'll say how I learned this, because I got some letters from myself. And part of the letters that I got from myself is what y'all see in the codex. And that blew my mind. But somebody knew about this before me, and it was my grandma. She knew about this. They call them chain letters. They used to call this stuff chain letters back in the day. I don't know if y'all ever experienced a chain letter before, back in the day, where it says, if you don't send this letter off, something's going to happen. This is a letter that comes to you. It's a chain letter. You said, I seen the show. I just seen the show tonight, and there was part where they said they don't take money here. You pay with you, and she reached inside the mouth and took. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, Miss Lachey. Alright. Okay. That's cool. That's cool with the show you saw tonight. Look, let me tell you something, man. That was one of the most important things I said to you about that chain letter situation. Chain letters always existed for a while. Matter of fact, I know you saw it when you saw Back to the Future. When you saw Back to the Future, when Marty McFly just came out of the DeLorean, and then somebody had a letter for him from the past. It's because he had a trust available. All right. You said it was a part where they said that it made me think of what you were saying. Oh, thank you, Miss Michelle. I appreciate that. Thank you, man. They always talking about some stuff, man. Stuff that I talk about is real. Stuff that I talk about is just so real. But one example, you know what I mean, that I was talking about was in reference to Marty McFly, when he just showed up out of nowhere from the past to the future, and it was some dude show up and he had a letter. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all can happen to y'all. If you make a trust and you make an indenture and a will or last will and testimony for your trust, they can't change it. So it's going to come a time where all this shit is going to be legal. Now, what people got to realize, just to fuck your brain up. Just to fuck your brain up. Look, CSL and other companies that take your plasma, guess where the research is done at? In Spain. It's done in Spain. So you say, oh, can't they clone legally in Spain? Yeah. They can clone legally. They can clone here legally in the United States. For real, they're doing it. But yeah, they can really clone legally there. So why you think their companies are right there and they shipping your plasma right there? That's deep. That's so deep. That should really tell you. What do you think they did on the Lucy and the Lamb? I don't know what the name of the sheep is or whatever. They did it in Spain someday, but I don't know. If you got the answer, you can quote me. You can bust my ass on that. But guess what? They got it from somewhere over there. You know. So that's just the point that I need people to pay attention to. Of what's going on as far as with your plasma, and why this bill was very important, and why the elders put the codex of the young man and the young woman called Gawu right there. Alright? So hopefully everybody get that. This is getting real deep. This stuff is getting so deep, I don't even really want to talk about it sometimes. They said, man, I just want to get fun with y'all and just be not even talk about nothing apocalyptic. If you want me to be real, I really don't be wanting to talk about nothing apocalyptic. But it comes a time where I have to talk about this stuff. You know, I just want to enjoy the times for what it's worth, because that's all that elders really, they think about the war, right? Everybody, all of us, all of God's messengers that come down here and actually talk to humans and actually really coincide and connect with people. And I'm just saying, just this is a vessel. It's the station. It's the station. All right, this is just a vessel. I'm talking about the station. When the station's connected with these vessels and stuff like that, it's like only thing they really want to do is really enjoy the time, because they got the chance to utilize you like a game, like a man in a video game. All right, there's only a certain amount of time that the elders have to utilize your vessel. So when they utilizing your vessel in a video game, they want to make the best of the video game. All right, because they playing from above, they playing with a joystick from above, and they enjoying the connection with you. The problem is that we not enjoying the moment with the elders, and we not enjoying the fact that we were given life. So that's the main reason why I don't really talk about nothing apocalyptical, because I know that the elders really want us to embrace joy for what it's worth. They want us to embrace love and joy. They want us to embrace happiness and a joyous and a joking response and a creative nature. They just want us to enjoy that. They just don't want us to be engaged all in the fight. They really don't. So that's why I'm trying to tell y'all, I love being just well-rounded, well-rounded in its knowledge, because I know what the elders tell me, and how the elders tell me to be. All right, and how the elders taught me also. You know what I mean? And how the elders taught me, man. They really taught me through a good experience in life. That's the only thing I can say. As far as with every lesson that I learned, he said, "Do it, Jedi. But if I hear the birds one more time, I just might go off the balcony, fluttering and flying." Alright, okay, wake you up. I'm gonna wake y'all up with this. And definitely I'm gonna wake the people up with this type of vibe right here. So let me bring it back. Let me bring it back and talk about this real quick. All right. Going back to the codex and connected with the codex. All right. Everybody part means something, y'all. Everything represents something. Please just look at it. Please study it. All right. Every letter represents something. Tomorrow, what I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to come in early. I know I had to do this Dracula event. All right. I had to do it like this on the late night. All right. Shout out to everybody that's rocking out with me on the late night. All right. I'm going to actually create another group for everybody that's rocking out with the Purple Heart Squad. We actually going to create another group called the Dracula team. All right. So shout out to everybody that's going to get up with the Dracula team. It's just going to be a bunch of late night people like myself. If you want to get up with the Dracula team, I'm not putting no administrative far as like with the Purple Heart Squad, we have to decide for you to get in. But far as the Dracula squad, we bringing in any fucking body that want to come in. All the demons, y'all can come in. Anybody, y'all can come in. If you choose, I'm not inviting nobody to none of that. The Dracula squad is just going to be the Dracula team is basically going to be a bunch of late night people, man. People that protect the women and children and the men. It's going to be those people, man, like myself, that be sleeping with one eye open, you know, making sure that we protect it, making sure no thieves coming in the house, making sure nobody trying to break in the house or trying to steal nothing, or nobody's trying to hurt the children or try to do anything to us. You know what I'm saying? Those type of people, man. So that's what the Dracula team is going to be about. It's going to be a bunch of just people with blades, real blades. I'm talking about with the spoken word of God, real talk, the Dracula team. So I'm going to start that actually tonight. Okay. I'm going to start doing a lot of good stuff for us, man. We just got to organize. All right, we really got to organize. I'm doing my best to upgrade the technology. So if anybody actually want to donate, I believe it's something in the description column to do that. Thank you, Brent. I appreciate for you donating. I didn't even expect for you to hit me. That was just crazy. I didn't even expect for you to hit me. And then every time you give me a donation, you give me a donation with sacred numbers. That'd be blowing my mind. I said, man, this girl crazy. She always give me a donation with sacred numbers. I mean, like, I get what she's saying. I definitely get what she's saying. So I appreciate you, man. You actually helping me upgrade the technology. For everybody that's in here that actually supports and helps me, man. You're actually helping me upgrade the technology. All right. So this was a very important bill for in reference to this, why this bill was very important. And in reference to protecting the network. All right. This bill was about protecting the network. I am my sister's keeper also. Exodus chapter 4 is a good study for this bill right here. If you really wanna I would say study Exodus chapter 4. It's really a good small chapter to read to kind of understand or understand or overstand the IOU of everything I said in this bill significantly. All right. I love y'all for what it's worth. I do love y'all, man. I love y'all. This is the codex, man. These are the chakras that lead to the higher consciousness. All right. I've been giving y'all the 7 chakras. There's no other way I can give y'all the 7 chakras except for the way that the elders gave it to me. All right. When I was baptized by the fire, when the elders baptized me through trial and tribulation, they gave me the 1 through 31. All right. They gave me the 1 through 31. All right. And they gave me the 7 chakras, the 7 planes of thought to connect to the higher reality or the greater reality. They gave it to me. All right. They gave it to me in 31 pieces. They told me we were all parts of the body. All right. That I couldn't do this alone. I couldn't do this by myself. The elders told me I could not do this. As the 13, you cannot do this by yourself. Whether you're the 13 or the 31, which is my log date, 131. You cannot do it by yourself. All right. And that's one thing that I need you to know also. We cannot do this by ourselves. All right. I give y'all something special on here every time. Because you know what? I pray to God to give. I say, God, please help me to help the people so I can give them something special, man. That's all I do. This is one of the most specialist things that you will ever see. Right there before your eyes. You know what I'm saying? The codex. That is one of the most specialist things that you will ever see in your life, man. Real talk, man. And I work hard on that. That's over 20 years of work. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's over 20 years of work. Over 20 years of work. And it took a while to realize a lot of this stuff. And as I realized it, I gave it to y'all. This is nothing but a combination of what the masters gave me. It's not nothing that, like, I totally created this. The masters gave this stuff to me in bits and pieces. Every circle in there represents a master that I came to learn something. And I put all the lessons of the masters together. All right? This is one thing that I need y'all to know about this. One major significant thing about this, y'all need to know that I put a lot of lessons of the masters together here. Okay? To make them part of the codex. Because I knew that they were part of a greater message for us. So we will know where to go in the future. All right? That's important. That's very important. So shout out to everybody that came in. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna end the live feed. All right? 747 24/7 361 degrees. Okay, shout out to everybody. My 1221s. I love you, you love me, me is we. Shout out to my 141s, my 414s that know the 411. Literally, shout out to everybody. Shout out to my 711s, my 171s that's actually making the ascension right now, going to the temple. Shout out to my 911s, my 191s that's actually making that phone call, getting out of the matrix, literally getting out of the mainstream consciousness because they know they're called. Okay? Real talk, because that's the only way you're going to get out of the matrix is being called. Alright? Shout out to everybody. I love y'all, man. Just know that what we're doing is something great. Alright? So I'm going to be with y'all tomorrow. Just know that I'm coming early. I'm coming like the Flash. I'm coming like the Flash early. I'm not going to do it late like this all the time. Even though it was important for me to do it late like this. But I'll do it late. If y'all really want for the Dracula team, I'll stay up for the Dracula team. Like for my Dracula team, I'll stay up for my Dracula team. Like we can go in all day, every day. The Dracula team, the Dracula squad, we can rep on here. All right, just letting y'all know. I appreciate everybody for what it's worth, man. 747 24/7 361 degrees.
You gotta get on your knees, yo. You gotta get on your knees. And when you get on your knees, you gotta pray, man. You gotta pray. You gotta pray. Because when you in prayer, that's the 7. This is an emoji right here. I told y'all earlier, this is an emoji. This is an emoji. This doesn't represent a scarab beetle for all y'all Egyptian lovers. It's not a scarab beetle at all. It represents somebody in prayer. So when you in prayer, when you take in prayer, you on 4. You on 4 like a baby. You coming like a baby. And then look at this. When you become an old man, you walk on 3 because you walk on 2 legs in a cane. Because you realize something. You realize one thing. You realize one thing. You realize one thing. You tell you something. On the reels, the 7 is all about preparation, man. I'm Gary. I broke everything down to everybody up until this point. Up until this point, every number that that's in the numerology, I don't deal with numerology. I only deal with one thing. It's experience, bro. It's what I feel experience is God. You know what I mean? And I always drop the spill on that. So hopefully it can flex on me. There it is. Yeah, so I always talk about the experience of God. You know what I mean? Talking about how God is an experience. And I said one thing, bro. I said God only gave you one thing when you came out of your you got my ear. Look, bro. God only gave you one thing when you came out your mom's womb. He gave you numbers, right? And letters. Look at this. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. And he gave you numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He gave you numbers. These are breadcrumbs to bring you back to the fold of God. So you know how to find God, just in case you don't have a book. Alright? And I broke that down, bro. I broke that down. Every day, I've been breaking down every number, what it's for and what it means. The first number represents the umbilical cord. It represents the connection. It represents the connection with God. Because what connects us with our God is knowing. That's why before you go in any temple, it says, know thyself. It says, know thyself. That's the knowledge. That's the knowledge. Then we had two, right? Which was really a two. Nah. What's up, Michelle? Shout out, sister. We in here. Look. The two did not represent the two. The two was really this. The two was the Nazuf. It was Nazuf. It was a Nazuf. Nazuf deals with self. Why? Because the reason why self is two and self is not one, because the reason why self is two and self is not one, because you're supposed to put God first. You're supposed to put God first, and God's supposed to be your foundation. You feel me? God's supposed to be your foundation. That's why it's all about knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Let me finish this up. Look. Then you got, look, bro. Then you got the number 2, which represent Nazuf, which is B, the second letter of the alphabet. Because all religions, they start out with a B. They say Bismi Allah Ar-Rahmanir. You know what I'm saying? Butter sheep butter. That's the what's the name? That's far as Genesis, it's called butter sheep. And when they start in Genesis, they say butter sheep butter when they start out in Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? And then in the New Testament, they say in the beginning. B. What's up, Lori? Glory, hallelujah. They say in the beginning. The reason why, two, because the two is the woman. The two is the woman. This is the science of the mathematics. For all the 5% of brothers that really never dropped the science on this, I'm bringing it back. The 2 is the V. It represents the woman, because the woman came before the man. The woman gave birth to the man. All right? Name any man that's here that without a woman. All right? A woman put him on. You know what I'm saying? Because the forces come down from the heavens. That's the knowledge. When it comes down from the heavens, when the knowledge comes down from the heavens, it gives you wisdom. And wisdom is number 2. Wisdom is 2. It represents the woman. Not the fact that the woman is second, because the woman is never second. It's just the fact that first is God. God comes first. But that represents the man. This one represents the man because it's just the man's sexual organs. All right? And then the 2 is the female sexual organs because she's the V. All right? Or Victoria's Secret, or vagina, or the virgin, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Then we go on to the 3. The 3, let me tell you what the 3 was, bro. This is for my bro, Tone Dice. Shout out Tone Dice in the building. Yo, look at this. Then you go on to the C, right? The C was this. It was the bad. It was the bad. It was the bad. It really goes like this. The symbol really goes like this. That's how it really goes. But I drawed it like this just to let y'all know. You got to look at things like so dimensionally, because you got to stare at things from your center. You got to stop looking at gravity. Stop looking at everything around you as a part of your ground force. You got to look up at the heavens. All right, so we're going to go to 3. I was talking about 3. 3 was the C. Why? Because we're the 3rd planet from the sun. We're the 3rd planet from the sun, bro. You know what I mean? And all pianos was tuned into middle C until they got sped up to A minor. For anybody that knows about piano work, they know what I'm talking about. All pianos back in the day was tuned into middle C. And C is the 3rd letter of the alphabet. Why? Because nature's attuned to C, because Earth is the 3rd letter from the 3rd planet from the sun. So you got the C note. That's where we're supposed to start out from. Because as you go down to the 5th octave, you get G, which is what? That's why you say G, because G and E are synonymous. When you go into the 5th octave, it's G, but the 5th letter of the alphabet is E. That's why you say G, Jesus, G, because they're synonymous. It's telling you a tone that you got to get into. Now we go into 4, because when you're doing a C, when you open the door up, bro, you open it up like a C. You open it up and it looks like a C. That's why C is the 3rd letter of the alphabet, because it represents you step into the door. It represents you step into the doorway. And when you step to the doorway, this is your path. I'm talking about spirituality. people want the path, I'm telling you, right here, it's all in the math, bro. It's all in the math. Boom. Then when you got that C, you step to the door and you open the doorknob in the C, which is the number 3. Then you go to the 4. Because why 4? Because all doors have 4 points. All doors have 4 points in a doorknob that you open with a C. You feel me? It has 4 points. And those 4 points represents the 4 points of the Messiah. North, east, south, and west. As a Messiah, you must travel north, east, south, and west. You cannot be just right there, stuck in your position. You must travel north, east, south, and west. But you must inherit the 4 spirits to be a Messiah. Because why? 4 represents the throne. 4 represents the throne. Because if you turn a 4 upside down, what do you get? You get a throne. You get a throne. You get a throne. So this is how we busting it down. This is real talk. Real talk. This is realism. Whatever you want to call it. North, east, south, west. But the 4 spirits represent you walking through that door. Because you become a Messiah. A Messiah is one who can float like a butterfly. One the spirit ascends on him like a dove. And then it's the Messiah. You must be like a lion. Like a lion. Ready to rip it up. Ready to rip something up. You better be like a lion. You know what I'm saying? And also you must be gentle like a lamb. You must be gentle like a lamb. They call him the lamb. And then also you must be the son of man, meaning that you must be a human being. You got to have problems like a regular human being. You can't just go around saying, yo, follow God or do anything else you want to do, and you don't be a regular human being talking to people. And that's why I said God is an experience, because you got to speak from experience, bro. And that's real talk. Now we leading up to what? The 4, that's the 4 spirits of the Messiah. That's when you become a Messiah. Then you got 5. Now you got the power, which is called Batul. Batul. That's why you see Superman always have a pentagram on his chest. Superman has the S on his chest. It's not that. It's not that at all. You know what it is, bro? The Superman, really, he stole that symbol. It was an ancient symbol that was passed down from the ancestors. It's called Batul. It's like when the lightning strikes you. When the lightning strikes your brain. When the lightning strikes your brain, that's called intellect. That's called intellect, brother. And that right there is called Batul. That's the sign of the hero. Because you get power. Power is 5. P-O-W-E-R. That's why I say, yo, man, you don't gotta go nowhere to none of these weirdos books. None of that, dog. I'ma bust it down and we gonna go real heavy. You get the power after you become a Messiah. You know you're a Messiah, right? You get the power. Oh man, because the lightning strike you. And then when the lightning strike you, you become the thunder. Your voice starts to, you start to yell on niggas. You start to go hard in the paint. You start running up on cats. I got the truth. I got the truth, because you got the power. But what you don't realize is when you got that power, which is number 5, which is the pentagram, that's why V is 5. V is 5 because why? Because look at this. It says in Psalms chapter 23, he said, thy rod and thy staff comfort me. 2 + 3 = 5, brother. The reason why he said thy rod and thy staff comfort me, shout out to brother Tone Dice. The reason why he said thy rod and thy staff comfort me, because we talking about the 5. We banging on the 5 right now. B-O-L-L. That's blood. Blood is spelled with 5 letters. Thank you, Miss Sunshine. Look at this. Boom. Thy rod and thy staff comfort me. Why? Because you grab a rod with 5 fingers, and you grab a staff with 5 fingers. And you know what a rod is for? And a staff? A rod is for chastisement. That's when God is chastising you. That's when he seemed like he playing you out. And then you got the staff. That staff is for guidance, when he's trying to take you to the next level by educating you. That's why it's called a staff. He said in Psalms chapter 23, he said, thy rod and thy staff comfort me. He was talking about the 5. He was banging on the 5, because he was talking about the power, bro. He was talking about the power. And I'm going to say this, real talk, after you get the power, guess what you get? You get the gift and the curse. You get the gift and the curse. That's why a 9 and a 6 is like that. This is why I'm trying to tell y'all, man, the ancients was working. They was working. That's why they made the 9 and the 6 synonymous, and you can flip the 9 and the 6, because the 9 and the 6 was never really a number at all. It was an ancient symbol called Fatu. Fatu is called the torchbearer. It's called the torchbearer. The torchbearer. You see that? You see that? It's the torchbearer, and that's the gift and the curse. Because once you got the power, this is after 5, you think you all that in a bag of chips. You think you all that in a bag of chips, yo. You think you can rock out. You think you can rock out. But let me tell you something. It's something that comes after 6 once you realize that. Once you realize that you got the gift and the curse, you got to come to one realization after 6. And that's this. And that's this, y'all. That's this. You become that. You become that. That's the 7. That's the 7. You become that. You know why you become the 7? Because it's not the fact that you're God. It's not the fact that you're God, because we're all gods. Because God is an experience at the end of the day. Look at this. It's not the fact that you're God, 7. No. You become a mujahid. A mujahid. And what a mujahid, for all my mujahids in here, that's trying to take it to that level and be a mujahid, you become a spiritual warrior. I was born the 1-7, knowledge God. Shout out to knowledge God, Tone Dice. That's your new joint, knowledge God. The God of knowledge, the God of knowledge. You feel me? You become a spiritual warrior. It's called a mujahid. 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 You become a spiritual warrior. It's called a mujahid. Mujahid. Mujahid.
All right. Yo, shout out to the people that's still here. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the people that's still here for that special event. That was one of the most specialest nights of my life. I share that with y'all. That's the night I received this stuff. Y'all act like I didn't share it with y'all on Facebook, or I didn't share. Look, let me tell y'all something. You know what happened that night? That's when I did an initiation that night. That night is when I realized I didn't have everything that night. I only had up to what I gave y'all. For real. It's like the evolution of this stuff, I showed y'all everything. It wasn't like I never shared none of this with y'all. Okay? So that night, which was about 3 years ago, right there, I shared it to y'all on Facebook, right? And it so happened to be an experience. I knew I was in the future. I knew I wasn't in the past. All right? If you want me to be real about it, that's the only thing I knew that night. I said, man, I'm in the future. I said, I'm not in the past. And I'm going to tell y'all what I did that night. After I got off the live feed, what I did was I went to the mirror. If y'all don't know, I went to the mirror after I went, because I told you, I said the 7 takes you to the number 8. And I said, man, the number 8 so happens to be the mirror. And guess what I had to face that night? I had to face the mirror that night. That was one of the initiations when I tell y'all, I said the scroll of the eyes. I opened up the scroll of the eyes, and the scroll of eyes gave me the rest of everything else. Everything else that I needed, the scroll of eyes gave it to me. All right. Now I was utilizing the Urim Thummim to open up the Messiah Codex. The Urim Thummim is what opened up the Messiah Codex. All right, which is an actual sequence of 41 digits of 41 ancient symbols. These are the symbols that open up the 1 through 31 symbol. Okay, and that's why I gave it to y'all. But that was the night that I knew the 1 through 7. That was the night that literally changed everything. Trust me on that. That's the only thing I can tell you about life in general. About if I would document this stuff, far as, you know, this is for the future, and we're gonna write this a scripture. This is a scripture that we write in. We have a whole another calendar and everything that's connected with this. But if I would tell you the night that changed my life with this, that was the night that changed everything. And I shared it with y'all. I shared it with everybody. My baptism with fire, because I had to face myself. I had to go to the mirror at the end of that day. At the end of that live feed, I went to the mirror and I went and faced myself, and I just stared at myself for the longest, and I asked the elders to give me what I needed, give me the rest of what I needed. I told them I was ready, and it was like, it felt in my heart like, man, like, yo, I knew a challenge was ahead of me. I just knew my initiation was ahead, was hard ahead of me. I knew that. So that was the only thing. And after that, I got the rest of my initiation when it came to when I spent a month and a half in the desert, when I just many things that I went through in reference to give y'all a lot of this information. Okay, it just was a lot of good stuff that came out. But that was the day, that was the true day that everything changed, and I shared it with y'all. Shout out to everybody that came in for this event, this Rated R event. All right. One thing I need to let y'all know is that the elders, excuse me, the elders, they are phenomenal. They are more phenomenal than what you can ever think. They way more phenomenal than what you can ever think. How they move through space and time and what they know is beyond what you can ever think. All right, it's totally beyond how they can just move through space and time, and how they know how to move through space and time. It's beyond what you think. Trust me, man. I know a lot of this stuff seems like far-fetched, like it seems religious. Like I know the elders and different people of times of old came to you this stuff, and it's been almost, the stories have been religious, but the stories were always something, man. There was always something so you can manifest the unlock the now. That's the only thing the stories were. And each elder, they revealed a certain story a certain way so they can unlock a certain part of you. All right? So that's one thing that I need you to know. So don't think you too far ahead of the class when any elder told you any story of the past. These were stories to keep alive those that were of the past. All right, those that are of the future. These were the stories to unlock those, all right, which are us. Me is we, all right. These were the stories to unlock us, all right. So that's what I need y'all to know, all right. So it's not like none of these things are fake. Nothing is fake. Nothing. All them stories are fake in general, but you are real. But this is not fake by a long shot. When I give y'all certain things about the future, and I'm doing my best to preserve your genes for the future, that was the best thing that I can give y'all, man. I'll repeat it in a certain type of way, but that was one of the best things that I could have gave y'all. And for y'all to know what we truly doing here, and how this is going to grow. This is going to grow so much, it's going to become something so great that even we not going to be able to control it once it just touches something. Literally, because we are the virus, we are the glitch in the matrix. We are the literal glitch in the matrix. You know, part of our destiny is to merge with the machine. Part of our destiny is to merge with the machine. That's one thing that you need to know too. I know you're not far-fetched on that. You might not be, you know, with that. But part of our destiny of the people that are connected with the codex is to merge with the machine. All right, that's one thing I need y'all to know, to be clear. I need y'all to know that, to be clear. If you ever thought about was getting on a mothership or anything, I need you to know that clear, that our destiny is to merge with the machine. All right, so You just think about that, and think about what life itself is. All right. When you think about life itself and what that's all about, you'll know I'm right. You'll know that that's what it's truly coming to. All right. So I love y'all, man. 747 24/7, 361 degrees, man. Stay close to the movie.